Hello everyone! Today, as part of my follow-on project for the Gilman Scholarship Program, I wanted to look at some of my photos from the first 2 weeks that I was in Nagasaki when I was studying abroad in Japan. And I don't know how this is gonna go. I don't know if it's gonna be interesting or not, but I thought that it might be kind of fun to just kind of look through my very first days in Japan, like through photos. So let's just jump into it and see what we have. Okay, so the first one I have right here is actually all of our suitcases before we left for Japan. I went with my mom because she's never really had a vacation, so she was saving up for like a really long time to be able to have a vacation and to go to Japan, to go overseas, because she really wanted to do that. So we ended up going together for those 2 weeks, even though we didn't really see each other much because I was like really busy with orientation and stuff like that. The next one is my friend Yako. Actually, she drove us to the airport in the middle of the night. So this is me and this is my mom and Yako hugging. This is me and Yako. Yeah, it's really easy to tell that it was in the middle of the night because we were all just like so tired and sleepy but excited. Yeah. This is just my passport and my passport holder. It's just super cute. So this is me and my mom in the DFW airport. We were going from Dallas to San Francisco to Tokyo to Fukuoka. So we started off in DFW. There's not a lot of, I meant to take more photos like in the journey, but it turns out that like when you're flying international for the first time, it's kind of super exhausting. So it's really easy to forget like to take photos and stuff like that because you're just like running everywhere. I felt like I was running a lot, especially when we actually got to Japan. So like the next photo, this is like case in point, the next photo is when we're already in Fukuoka at our hotel. So I don't know if I took any photos in Tokyo, like the Haneda airport. I don't know if I took any photos there at all. But I just thought that this little do not disturb sign was really cute. It was just a little hotel. The reason we went to Fukuoka was because originally there was going to be an escort. The school was going to prepare an escort for all the students from Fukuoka to Nagasaki. But since my mom was coming, I wasn't going to be able to go with them with her. So she would have either had to go alone or I would have had to, or we would have had to just not taken the escort, which is what we decided to do. But we went to Fukuoka anyways because we weren't really sure about the Nagasaki airport. We weren't really sure what we were doing at all. So we basically kind of just met up with the other students in Fukuoka and like saw them, so I got to like introduce myself basically. That it was good to be able to like see everyone. And then we went off on our own like the next morning. This is Fukuoka. This is the next morning, the morning that we were going to Nagasaki. And I didn't get to explore a lot of Fukuoka, but it was really nice the couple of times that I did go. This was a little cafe in the bus station, I believe, in Fukuoka, which I did go to the bus station quite a few times because like there's these highway buses that go like from prefecture to prefecture. So usually you either take a train from Nagasaki to Fukuoka or you take a highway bus, and either one is fine. They're about the same price. Yeah, but that was, yeah, just a cute little breakfast we had. And here are some of the vending machines in the bus station. I miss Japanese vending machines so much. Like, first of all, there's not that many vending machines like on the streets or like anywhere in America that much, at least where I am. Like there were vending machines in my university, but even then, like the snacks weren't great and the drinks weren't great. And I just really miss Japan. I really miss Japanese vending machines. I think that anyone who has been to Japan before probably feels the same as me about this. So this is actually a super nice person, a super nice lady that we met in the Fukuoka bus station. Like she asked us to sit next to her and we talked for a while, and she gave us snacks. And when my mom was coming home, so she went back to Fukuoka on her own, and this lady actually offered to show her around, like she wanted to show her around. So it was just really nice. Her name is Atsuko, and she was just super nice. So it was really nice to meet her. This is like a mall in Fukuoka. I've actually been there now, so it was kind of cool that I like took a photo of it. I've been there a couple times. I went after this because we didn't explore Fukuoka like at all that day. But like the few times that I went back to Fukuoka, I actually went to that mall and I went to the jump store inside and everything. These are the snacks that she gave us. She gave us like a couple snacks and a couple bananas, and it was really nice. She was really nice to us. The scenery as we were taking the bus, it's just, Japan is super pretty. It's just, I really miss it. I really miss it. It's taken me so long to finish my to finish what I want to do for my follow-on project for the Gilman Scholarship, and it's taken me so long because it's really hard for me to look back on my time in Japan because I miss it so much. Like it has taken me months to be able to look at photos like this and not cry. That's how bad it is. So this is me and my mom in the bus. It's September 12th. We got there I think on the 11th. Yeah, the 11th Japan time. And so this is us. We finally made it to Nagasaki. The stop we got off at, like, now that I know more about Nagasaki, I would have gotten off at a different stop. But we didn't know a lot about Nagasaki at the time, so we got off at a different stop than I would have gotten off at now. And we really didn't know where to go, and it was just so hot and we were so tired, and so we just stopped at this little Italian family restaurant and had pasta. And then we asked them if they could call a taxi for us, and they did because they're super nice. And like most restaurants, I think they have like a taxi list, like a list of numbers for taxis, and so they usually are nice enough to call one for you if you need it, which we did. We couldn't really make phone calls with our phone. But yeah, we had pasta. That's my mom and pasta. And finally we made it to the dorm. We took the taxi and we made it to the dorm, and this is my room. This is my room with absolutely nothing in it, other than like my luggage in the corner there. I loved my room so much. It was small, but it's still pretty spacious, I feel like, for a dorm room. And I had this little kitchen, and right there's this little like electric cooker, hot plate, I think is what you call them. My little kitchen, I loved it so much. I loved living alone. I loved my apartment, my dorm. It was really good. This was my view from my dorm balcony, and I know it looks like it's like super in the country, but like if you go down the street, you get to the main road, and then you can take a bus to further into the city. So it's not too bad. It's not too bad, and it was really pretty, and I really loved living there. Right here on the right, there is the bathroom, which is where like the shower and the bathtub is, and also a sink. And then the door that's closed right there is where the toilet is. And then you can see that we've made the bed a little bit. It was just really nice. Like it's pretty empty at this point, but I did end up making it pretty cozy because I really like books. So I mean, I work at a bookstore, but I really like books. So I ended up buying enough books to warrant buying a bookshelf, which it was a pretty cheap bookshelf. I mean, it was like $12 or something like that. It was like surprisingly cheap, but surprisingly good quality for like what I paid for it, and I really liked it. But yeah, I kind of ended up making the space my own, which made it kind of even more devastating when I had to suddenly leave, because I had planned on being there for several more months. So this was the dorm food. We had to eat dinner. Well, we didn't have to eat it, but we had to pay for it. We didn't have to eat it, but we had to pay for it for the first 3 months or so. So we had breakfast and dinner at the dorm cafeteria, and I actually really liked the dorm food. Some other people did not like it, which, you know, everybody has their own tastes, but it was fine for me. It was really fine for me. So this is probably that first night in the dorms. So yeah, our first night of dorm food. And then I remember our first day in Nagasaki, we went to, there's a store in Japan called Don Quixote, and it's kind of like Walmart, to be honest. I mean, yeah, it's kind of like Walmart. I mean, it doesn't look like Walmart, but the concept is the same. It's kind of like Walmart. So we went to Don Quixote like 3 times in one day, honestly. Like, I went with my friend Nanami and her grandparents like the first time, and then I think that we went again, and I think that we went again after that. Like, I think that we went several times in one day, and I was just exhausted by the end of the day because we were walking back and forth, and I was not used to walking that much. I had to walk so much in the first few days in Nagasaki, and I did get used to it. I did get used to it because by the time I took my trip to Tokyo, there was one day where we walked like 11 miles in one day, and I was not nearly as dead as I would have expected I would be. Like, I was still pretty dead by the end of the day, but not as dead as I would have thought. So this is some of the stuff that I first bought. I bought like this little table, and of course like shampoo and body wash and hand soap, and then like this internet an internet router. Yeah, I bought that. And then that trash can in the background too. There's more vending machines. So the dorm on the first floor, there was a lot of vending machines. So there were all of these, and then on the opposite side there was a ice cream vending machine, a frozen food vending machine, so it's frozen and then it'll cook it once you order it, and then a coffee vending machine, like it makes it when you order it. So that was basically paradise. I really enjoyed it. And this is actually the front of the school, so like not the very front, not the gate, but like the view from where the front doors are. So yeah, at the front of the school. The school was up on a hill. The school was up on a hill, so we all had to get used to walking up the hill. And when we got there, it was still September, so it was still pretty hot. And that first day, the cafeteria in the school was not open, so we came up the hill first, and then like midway through the day we had to eat lunch. Like, it was for orientation, so we were up there for a while, and then midway through the day we had to eat lunch, and the cafeteria wasn't open, so we actually had to go down the hill and go to the convenience store. We went to, I think, the Family Mart down the street. I think that's the one we went to. Yeah. We went to the Family Mart down the street, so then we had to climb the hill again, and I was not prepared for that. I mean, I got used to it. I did get used to it. I did pretty well after like the first couple weeks, but the beginning, it was hard. Oh, this is the dorm cat. The dorm cat. What a skinny baby. When we first got there, the dorm cat was very thin because, like, even though it's the dorm cat, it doesn't live in the dorm. It's still a stray cat. And obviously it had just been summer, so there wasn't a lot of people around to feed him. So, yeah. Oh, and here is like a time lapse of the whole situation. From the top of the hill where the school is to the bottom of the hill where the dorm is. I don't know if it's hard. It might be hard to tell, and it might be easier to tell if I had been walking up the hill when I took the video. But then I probably would have been like way too tired to take the video. Would have been like, no, I can't do this. I can't do this, bye. But yeah, so. And then one of those first days we actually went to, me and one of my friends that I had just made, a new friend, went for breakfast. We kind of went out for a walk pretty early because some of the other students were sick. They had gotten sick like pretty soon after they came. So we went down the street to a pharmacy to get medicine and masks and yeah, just medicine, masks, and like some throat candies. And then we also had breakfast at this cafe, and it was pretty nice. And then I think that same day we went to, me and another friend and my mom, we went to the aquarium, just like some of the aquarium photos and stuff like that. And the penguins, The penguins. More penguins. I mean, it was a penguin aquarium, so there was a lot of penguins. There are some fish in here. There are some fish. And this crab. There's a big crab. Oh, and this little eel buddy. Oh yeah, I miss him. Yeah, I'm just playing peekaboo. Okay, I mean, it's just rolling around and playing peekaboo. Yeah, okay. So we got to see the penguins, we got to take photos with like the penguin mascot for the aquarium, and then my mom sat on a turtle. It's not a real turtle, but you know, she sat on a turtle. We had lunch afterwards. So this was with one of my friends, and this is the dinner from that night at the dorms. Again, I liked most of the stuff that we had at the dorms. And the next day, I think that we went to Chinatown. So we went to Chinatown for the first time, and that was really fun. We just kind of walked around and then we had lunch, I think. We didn't do a whole lot. We went to Chinatown and then we also saw the Glasses Bridge. Oh, and I had champun for the first time. It was one of the only times I've ever had champun in Nagasaki, actually. I had it a couple times, but it wasn't like my favorite. Oh, and I had Mr. Donut for the first time. Oh yeah. Sorry, I'm just like looking through all these photos and being like, oh yeah, this happened too. It was a great time. I know that it's kind of like weird to be like saying it over and over again, because especially, oh, and here's the Glasses Bridge, yeah. Especially since like this is my you know, my project for the Gilman Scholarship and all of that. I do want people to like be interested in studying abroad. I don't think I'm an interesting person, but I do think that like going abroad and the things that I got to do were interesting. Sorry if I look a little different. I had to move my camera because my memory card was full, so hopefully it's okay now, but we'll see. We'll see. So anyways, like I was saying, I got to be in like a whole new place, and I really think that it would be really great if a lot of people had that opportunity, if more people had that opportunity, which is why if you don't think that you would be able to do those things especially because of financial reasons, I do encourage you to look into scholarships, even if it's not in the Gilman. But the Gilman is also a great scholarship. If you are an American student receiving a Pell Grant, definitely look into the Gilman program when you're looking into studying abroad. Or even if you haven't thought about studying abroad before, because I do think it's just a really great thing to do. Anyways, here is the Glasses Bridge. I really like the Glasses Bridge. I don't know, like I knew about it before I went to Nagasaki because I knew some things about Nagasaki and I'd seen photos before. But it was really pretty, and I did like it every time that I went to it. I thought it was cool every time. Okay, so that day, the day that we went to Chinatown, I walked 7.2 miles, and that was 15,000 steps, almost 16,000 steps. So I was walking quite a bit in Japan. It was a lot, especially for those first few days, because I had been walking before I left, like as practice, but not like nearly as much as 7.2 miles in a day. So like my practice was kind of like not sufficient for what I really needed to be doing probably before we left, but I tried my best, so. Oh, and then we got our results for the placement test, the Japanese language class placement test, and I was actually placed into the highest one. Yay! So this is a photo from then, from that time where like we went out to the school and we got to look for our numbers, like our student ID numbers, and find out which class we were in. So that was really fun. Yeah, here is the surrounding area of the dorm. We had like a moat. Like it wasn't a moat, but it was, you know, it was kind of a moat. We kind of had a moat in front of the dorm. Oh, so that day I went to see my mom and we had Starbucks together. And this was the station. This was Nagasaki Station. And so at Nagasaki Station there's a place called Amu Plaza, which is kind of just like a mall. And then there's a movie theater on top and just lots of stuff to do. That day I walked 7.7 miles. Even on the days when I didn't think that I was doing anything in Nagasaki, I was walking so much. And so you really do get used to it. And then you just kind of get used to being like really active. And then I came back to America and I had no reason to be active. So that's gone out the window. When I go to Japan again, it's just gonna be me doing this again, torturing myself, and hopefully getting used to it. Yeah, and then I wanted to end off with this photo right here of the program from the opening ceremony in Nagasaki. So yeah, this was my first week or so of being in Nagasaki. I did want to do 2 weeks, but then I realized that I talk too much and I took a lot of photos. So just doing 1 week already, it feels like I've been talking for way too long. So hopefully I can edit this down into something that's not what it is right now. And hopefully it's a little interesting for everybody to see my first week in Nagasaki through photos. And just know that if you want to go abroad, even if it's not Japan, even if it's not Nagasaki, just wherever you want to go abroad, I really encourage you to look into it. Right now, it might not be possible or it might be hard right now, but definitely don't give up hope. And in the future, I believe that you will be able to do it. This has been part of my follow-on project for the Gilman Scholarship Program, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!